And in the TV show, they were doing a birthday celebration for like the little girl, whatever, right? And I'm seeing all the little kids, and you know, they all, yeah, happy birthday, singing the song that sound like they dead, right? Mm-hmm. And then it comes to the point where it's like, all right, make a wish. And she blow out the candle, and I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, that's nasty. Like, but you know what I'm saying?
I never thought about that.
Because it's like this little 9-year-old girl is over the freaking cake, and they're like, okay, make a wish, Carol. And she's like,
I will never listen. I don't think I will ever eat a piece of cake that's been blown onto ever again.
Bruh, I'm like, yo, and I'm seeing this and I'm just like, it's fucking nasty. So I was like, from now on, what it should be, parents listening, you need to have a separate cake, one just for the child to blow on, and then a cake that everybody is going to eat on afterwards.
You know, we did that a couple times,
especially
for our
after
kids,
COVID.
That is crazy. Never thought about it. That's funny though. Everybody got COVID after birthdays.
Heck what? Yo, man, let's get it in. What's up? I am Omega, and this is Diverse Clarity. This is where we have those thought-provoking conversations about things that matter and some that don't. And of course, as always, I'm here with my man, my co-host, Mr. John D.
What up, though? The habitual thought challenge in the building.
What's good, yo? I can't wait. Yo, so how has your week been?
You know, just trying to increase my mental capacity.
Nah, you've already said that one before.
Really?
Try again.
No, but for real though.
No.
So I've been finding different ways to communicate effectively.
You've already said that one before.
Well, that's what I'm still doing.
That might be episode 12. Go again.
I'm still doing it though.
No. It's gotta be something new.
Consistency is what's going to get me to my goal. So I have to do this as much as possible where it's a part of my everyday life so that we can both benefit from my growth in learning how to communicate effectively. Man, I'm good, man. You know how I do.
I'm just living life.
Well, I'm not. No, I don't just do that. I appreciate each and every day. That's what meditation has taught me, to appreciate the moment.
Okay. So last episode you talked about meditation. Is that the biggest thing that you've taken away from meditation? Like appreciating the moment or appreciating the day?
Oh yeah. Oh well, no, that's not the biggest.
Okay.
I just know that I look forward to it a lot more because I know that it's allowing me to find peace. I think I told you the plan was to move back and help my sister out, right?
Oh, you didn't tell me. I didn't get that part.
Oh yeah, so
we talked about some other things, but
yeah, so that's the plan.
Okay.
Just to kind of smooth things out to help elevate her and where she is.
Okay.
And where I am now, I feel like I have to work on a better way to know that I'm about to go in this storm and prepare for it. But I can only do it mentally because I know that it's not gonna be smooth.
Right.
By any means. Like this is the most difficult event that I'm walking toward that I've ever had in my life.
One of the things, I don't want to go too personal, so I'm gonna just skate around it and let you jump in. But like, is one of the things what you said that she wanted to do previously, something that she wanted to work on? You were saying she wants like instant gratification when you spoke about this.
Oh no. She, you know, she definitely lives a different life,
right?
And I just don't think she's happy, and I feel like I can't live my life the way that I do, smiling with my family, knowing that I'm able to help somebody as close as my household.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like meditation is preparing me for the return.
Right.
Because before, if you don't have any patience for a different situation, you can't really help.
Facts. So
I just want to be prepared mentally going into that. So that's the reason why I've been consistent, trying, because I knew I was going to do this for some time.
I'm with you, and I know I make fun, but when you talk about communication and everything, like I've said it several episodes or whatever, like that's a constant thing. And the moment that we stop communicating, we stop understanding, we stop growing, we stop having good conversation. No pun, but just saying, like, we stop having good conversation, because if you're not talking about what's going on, then how is the other person going to be able to relate or understand or grow with you, or how you going to grow? So it's a big deal. I told my girl just a couple of days ago, we were talking. Matter of fact, it might have been yesterday. And, we were talking about one thing, but I told her, I was like, listen, I had a feeling that you thought a certain way about something, right? And I said, be honest with me, like, did you? And it was nothing negative. And she was like, I did. I was like, well, why didn't you just say something? If you would have said something, then I would have known, and we would have both known, and it would have been, and she's like, yeah, you're right. I guess I would have, but I didn't say something because I didn't think that maybe you didn't want me to say. But now that we both know. And it's like, but it's that simple sometimes.
But the problem with that, with you, because you sensed it, but if she doesn't say anything to you and you don't mention it, it just goes on and it can happen again.
Right.
So this is what I recognized in my own marriage, that my wife got very quiet when it came to certain things because she knew that it was going to be a trigger for me. So she just wouldn't say anything. Mm. But if I mentioned something to her, she'd be like, yeah, I saw that.
Oh, but in this case, it wasn't.
No, I'm just saying for me.
It wasn't a negative trigger or anything. It was just like I had this feeling that, like she didn't say like everything to me about something, but I had this feeling that it might have been, this particular, and I didn't say anything. And I was like, and then later I might have missed the cue. You know what I mean? Hey, babe, remember the other day when you said, but you didn't say, but you said, did you think like this? And she was like, I did. I'm like, I knew it.
You know what? That's dope though. Like, as far as the the evolution of communication between two people so quickly.
Yeah, true.
Because I'm about to be 13 years.
Doesn't matter, because you're constantly growing, you're constantly communicating, you're constantly evolving. So if you were standing still, then it would be an issue,
without a doubt.
But you're moving forward, and that's what matters. This week I learned something about myself.
What's that?
I'm petty. Like, I've started to notice, like, there's little things that happen or little things that are said, right? And it's not just about like having knowledge about something and then like kind of looking at somebody like, the audacity, right? It's not like that. It's just like, you should know better. You know what I mean? Or me seeing something or hearing something and knowing that it shouldn't be that way, not because of my own personal rules.
Or misspelled memes.
Oh, God. Oh, but like this. And this is what I mean. I'm petty, right? When I see little stuff like this, and I'm going to tell you something that made me like realize it, right? Over here is like, it's we're quite mixed, right? As far as people, where they're from and everything. And I remember having a conversation and the person was like, I've played soccer since I was in the fourth grade. So we're talking like 9 years old, right? I'm an avid fan. And I heard somebody and they were talking, they was like, oh, but Americans don't play football. And I looked and I said, you mean football as in soccer? And he was like, yeah. He was like, you guys don't play. I said, I play soccer more than I played any other sport. Even though I have played the others, I play soccer more than I played any other sport. And he was like, yeah, but you guys don't play it right. And mind you, he's from the UK. He's like, but you guys don't play it right. He was like, plus you call it soccer. And I'm looking at him and I'm just like, do you know where the name soccer comes from? And so I'm going to ask you, do you know? Because I'm going to tell you, everybody that's from the UK that's listening, I'm about to educate you on something. But do you know where soccer comes from?
I don't know. I mean, punching somebody?
Punching
a woman?
No, that's a good guess. But no. But okay, one more. Give it an educated soccer.
But socks. People who wore socks because they didn't have shoes kicking the ball.
Okay.
I don't know.
Is that what they did?
I don't know. You saying I don't know where it came from.
It's funny though. Hey. No, but
you gonna ask me to come up with something and then
pull something out your butt. People had on socks. Nah, that's not good enough. Go deeper. That's not good enough.
I don't know because I don't know.
Okay, so when it comes to, I'm gonna try to get this out because I haven't looked at it, but I saw it a long time ago and I realized it. But when we talk about soccer, right? The word soccer this came from the UK. Okay?
Oh, really?
Specifically, like dealings with Oxford University. All right.
Okay.
So when the British people out there are talking about us and how we call it soccer, and then they're making fun of us because they're like, you play with it with your foot and you use your foot and it should be called football because you use your foot. Shut up. Because you called it soccer first. And this is what happened. So when you talk about like the British and the Australians, right? They have a slang. And when they speak, sometimes they'll put a at the end of stuff, right? Rugby used to be referred to as rugger.
Oh, what? I didn't know that.
Right. So they'll put a and I don't know where that comes from. So somebody could probably educate me on that. But they'll put a at the end of stuff. So at one point, yes, it was called football initially. And it was from the Association of Football. But I don't know what happened, but Oxford University and whoever is the rulers of the Association of Football decided to change the name. From association, they took SOC. And because of the way that the slang was, they put the
Hold on, what do you mean association? SOC.
ASSOCIA, association.
That's where it came from. What?
SOC came from the association. I don't remember why, but they wanted to change the name. So the word association, they took SOC. And then by the way that they utilized the slang, they put the at the end. That brought it as soccer, right?
Really?
And then it started to grow because soccer used to be a sport that was just played, football used to be a sport that was just played in like the city. So like you just go out and whatever, you throw the ball out and everybody just running through the city with the football. You know what I'm saying? And kicking it around and doing whatever. When it started to grow, this is in the time where Canada, Australia, USA, we all took on the sport. We adopted it, right? And we called it soccer because that's what it was called. Mm-hmm. Somewhere along the line, Oxford University, Association of Football decided we're going to change the name back to football. By this time, places like Canada and the USA already had another sport called football, which we know as American football, right? So on that side, we was like, whatever. We already got a sport called football. We're going to keep calling it soccer. So for all the people out there that make fun of that and talk about how Americans call it this or whatever, we got it from you. So learn your own history. Next. That's it. So yeah.
But do you understand why he said that?
I don't care.
No, I'm talking about as far as soccer not being a sport for the United States. Like it's not.
I mean, we're not on a world-class level.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, but we still have people who are.
Is that great. Why? To me, you got petty because you knew information about soccer.
I mean, I just look at it like
because he wasn't talking about that. He was really talking about how we look at the game in the Western world.
I agree, but it has grown and it has grown exponentially like over the years. Like I've seen it grow from my childhood till now.
Well, I do believe in the next 20 years that it will be a formidable sport as far as bringing revenue to the United States. I do. Because it's a safer sport anyway.
We already, I mean,
in comparison to this alternate football.
I mean, I'm looking at it as just like the talent. Like right now, like this World Cup that's coming up. I mean, I believe we're going to qualify, but like the World Cup that's coming up, bro, the young talent that we have is phenomenal. So like and this is the first time in history that it's been this young of talent.
That's good
at this level. And all being able to play together at the same time.
So I'm going to tell you what I think about that real quick. People from other countries typically come from poor economic countries that are really good.
Right.
They're playing for different reasons.
Right.
The people here in the United States, most of the people that play soccer aren't poor. Most of them. Because you have to pay to, you know what I'm saying?
And equipment.
And not only that, but they travel a lot too now. Right. You know what I'm saying? So poor people can't afford to get into that realm. That's the real. I'll tell you this, whenever they open it up to poor black people, that sport's going to get taken over.
Yeah, but it always, I don't think that was an issue, at least not where I'm from. Right, that wasn't an issue as far as like being open up to, because it was a part of school. You played in school.
I know, but not competitively.
Yeah, I played
in high school. Not until high school. Nothing below high school has
negative, bro.
In school,
yes, bro. That's how I got started.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. In Georgia, they did have
example like Pop Warner football.
Yeah.
We have the same thing in soccer.
I recognize.
We even had traveling teams,
but not in Louisville, Kentucky, where I grew up.
Because we talking 40 years ago.
Well, I'm talking about
right?
even. Well, the sport has increased, like you said.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't want to.
Yeah. But you're right. You're right. But like it's grown. Like from what I knew before, people used to make fun, but I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, whatever, I'm good. You know what I mean?
That's probably why. Because you were good. If you're good in something, nobody's gonna chase you away from being good in something.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you're not good in it, and just think if you were good and you didn't have nobody to play with, you couldn't have become really good. You had to have a population of people that allow you to play. Right. So if you in the hood,
well, in fairness, that's how it came about to me. That's how I didn't tell you that. I was in elementary school, and I remember the PE teacher. His name was Mr. Parker, and the PE teacher came to me, and he said I was going to school on Robbins Air Force Base at the time, and he said, hey, listen, you always what?
You was going to school where?
Robbins Air Force Base.
Regular kids can't go to school there.
What you talking about?
Robbins Air Force Base?
My stepfather was Air Force. I was.
Do you see what I'm saying? You were privileged in a way where.
No, but our schools in the city had it. Our Rumble and Warner Robins Junior. That's what we played.
Where did you go to school?
Georgia.
Where did you go to school? Robbins Air Force Base.
Right, but the schools in the city, in Warner Robins City, they also had soccer teams.
Oh no, I told you I taught in Atlanta and realized that they do have soccer teams.
It's definitely there.
Not in Atlanta, but in the suburbs of Atlanta.
I got you. But he told me, he said, hey, listen, every day you always come out here and you're playing basketball with the guys. Why don't you go over there and play soccer one time? And I'm like, out here, Parker, come on, Mr. Parker, nah. Go over there and play one time. You play one time. If you don't like it, I won't mess with you. Anytime we have recess, you can play basketball or whatever you want to play. Okay, cool. And I sucked, but I was fast. And so I would just go and I kick the ball past everybody and run to the ball and then kick it in. And I was like, yo, I'm winning. This is okay. I'm in. And then I started to get good over the years and whatever. So that's where it came from. But yeah, man. So, but for real, soccer, the name came from the UK.
That's crazy.
It came from the people that managed the program, or I don't know how to. I'm probably saying it incorrectly, but I do know that it was the Association of Football and whatever tie they have with Oxford University and how they manage the association or the league or whatever. And that's where the name came from.
I got you.
That's it.
That's news to me.
Yeah, man. But speaking of schools, right? So what I wanted to touch on was like things in the school, right? So when we talking about our children and you being a teacher, so you are a subject matter expert on this. So I'm gonna lean on you. But when we talking about students in the schools, what is it, or do you think that our teachers are preparing our students properly for like moving forward in this world with the curriculum that is there, the way that teaching is being done? How do you feel about that?
I believe special teachers are, but I think majority of the teachers are doing what they're told to do.
So the curriculum then is correct. What I guess I'm saying.
Yeah. So the curriculum, I don't believe that it's set up to make students successful. It's set up to teach them how to work for other people. That's the only thing.
How so?
Like, I mean, you learn at an early age that you have to be at school at a certain time and lets out at a certain time. As you mature through schools, you go from one classroom to multiple classrooms. So you learn in different responsibilities, and now you have to get to class on time in multiple places. So you're understanding the value of getting somewhere on time. Right. And if you don't, there's going to be a consequence. Your reward is your money. I mean, your grades, depending on how good you do.
Right.
And all they're doing is preparing you to go work for somebody. So teachers don't know that they're doing it, but nobody talks about it. And I believe that the special teachers who go over and beyond are the ones that can reach a small population, but the overall curriculum is, no, it's not teaching us what we need to do to be successful in this world.
Why do you think, I mean, if a bunch of like-minded adults or experienced adults are the ones that are reviewing the curriculum and implementing the curriculum, making changes to the curriculum, why do you think they allow it to be this way? Because, for example, I was thinking about some stuff the other day, and I'm like, they never taught us in school how to do taxes. Like, I didn't learn how to do taxes until I had a job, and I was almost done with school. You know, and then there was no TurboTax. There was, I mean, maybe it was, but computers wasn't a big thing. We talking 95, 96. I don't remember a TurboTax being out then, right? So
it definitely wasn't.
Nah, so we talking like the forms, that would come, and you got to fill them out.
That was
and
adult
check this,
stuff. That was
blah.
adult stuff.
Right. And the zero, this was as bad as balancing a checkbook.
Yeah, they don't teach you that. They started teaching like really late. I remember when they kind of started, but now checks are obsolete for the most part unless you're trying
Unless you live in the UAE and you got.
Now, if you do the direct deposit anywhere, you need a check.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. You got to give a
blank check for the
and say
really?
void, so they can have the documentation that you turned it. Yep.
Really? But you don't use it for actual payment. Like in the UAE, you got to turn in like 4 checks for
Actually, they use the same copy. They set it up with the numbers and they send a check to wherever you're doing the thing. That's the reason why the numbers go and it's allowed to come out of your account. So they use that check, but they just use the number.
Right. But what I'm saying is, why can't it just be if my rent is $2 a month? Why can't I just give you $2 a month? The same way I pay my credit card or my phone bill or my electricity. Like, I don't give a check to the Abu Dhabi gas or Dubai, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like for the utilities and whatnot. We don't give anything. We just sign up for it. You might pay like a deposit, right? But then every month you either go online and you pay or you do whatever. Why does it have to be that way with accommodation over here? Like, you know what I'm saying? With checks.
Hey, look, you know, I'll tell you what I was told. Like a lot of things that make sense won't.
D-gummy.
You know what I'm saying? Things that's supposed to be easier, they're going to find a way to be more difficult. And, you know, I don't know the answer to that.
Right.
But.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, but it's just cute. But like things like that though, like I remember being in school and not to sound like not trying to make a joke, but like we learned about everybody else's hardships and all the mistakes that they made economically, right? And obviously history and whatnot. But I don't ever remember having anything being taught to us about how we can prevent that going forward. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever talked. Okay,
because now you're trying to make the curriculum mean something, and I believe the curriculum is broken.
Why wouldn't it? Like,
because at one point they thought that was the right thing, but it's so old. This curriculum is as old as this country.
Let me tell you something, and I'm agreeing with you. The school that I went to 2 schools for high school, only because they changed the school districts, and I believe they were trying to.
Of course they were.
You know what I'm saying? They were trying to split us up, but they changed the school district. So there's 3 major schools in my home, and the 2 that were there from long before my mother and her brothers and sisters went to was Warner Robins High School in Northside. This is like rivalry type of when they play football, like the city shuts down, no joke.
So these are 2 schools, Northside and Robins?
Right. And then when I was getting ready to go to high school, like right as I was getting to high school, I believe, I think we were the first people to attend. The military and whatever government figures built a 3rd school. And the county that we're from, Warner Robins, is Houston County. So they called this one Houston County High School, right? I actually graduated from there. But I started there for like a week, had to move, whatever. So changed, and I'm going to Warner Robins. I'm in the school that my mother and her 11 brothers and sisters went to. I had a teacher that my mother had. His name was Mr. Ponder. He had a kid, he had a high top 8, right? Real. And I think he taught math, right? You would have loved him. So he taught math. We had the same books that they had, bro. Wow. Some of the same books was still there.
So in your high school?
Yeah, I wasn't using it, but on the shelf, you could see some of the same, and these were some of the same books from back when they were younger.
So, but you guys weren't using those books. They just didn't get rid of them.
In some instances, they were using the books, but I wasn't using that particular book for the math that I was taking. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Well, see, I was thinking about you. So you went to Warner Robins High School.
Right.
The school is really old.
Yeah.
Is it color dominated by blacks, or is it mixed?
Like I said, they did a whole lot of zone shuffling.
Reason why I'm asking is because.
But yeah, there's a lot of yeah.
That's why people were talking about resources like.
But both of those schools are probably equal on those grounds. You know what I'm saying? Okay. As far as like the mixture of ethnicities and whatnot, they're probably equal on those grounds, even where they're positioned in the city.
Would it still be that way today?
I would say no, because Warner Robins itself has grown so much. You know what I'm saying? Because we're talking, if we're just looking, imagine from east to west. Okay. And if we look at the west side of the city, all the way at the furthermost west point was Robins Air Force Base. and then you proceed across in the east, and you're coming into the city. The city expanded further. Oh, I'm sorry, opposite, right? So the east side, forgive me, but the whole east side, and this is where the base is. So as you progress to the west, now you're going into the city, but the city has grown westward.
Yeah.
And so now that westward portion, they've had to divide up the zones again. And there may even be a fourth school there. I don't even know. I think there's only 3 still. Okay. But because of this expansion, they've had to rezone, and so I don't know if it would be like that now, because as you expand, these are going to be the more gentrified, not even gentrified because they didn't exist, but the way that they're built, they're more built for the people who might have money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
of course,
this kind of way.
And even what's crazy is even those schools that get money, they got the same curriculum too, but they have other options
right
for those students to be exposed to.
Right.
And normally when you go to an underprivileged school economically, the best teachers don't typically get the last because they get burnt out. And if you don't have the resources to help keep the students motivated, it burns the teacher out even more. You know what I'm saying?
What do you wish you would have been taught in grade school that did not come across your desk, was not a part of your homework? What are some of the things you wish you would have been taught?
That to be now, it took me 40 years to realize that a lot of my opinions was just based on my experiences, and that's the reason why I was right. I wish they could have took me out of that box, because when you're in grade school, all you know is what comes from your household. And then you start to filter with friends that you meet, and then you're like, well, why does Jad get, new shoes every month? And then you're like, yeah.
Why did his mama and daddy name him Jad?
Jad Westerfield. That was my first grade best friend.
Why?
Jad Westerfield. I promise the guy.
Why did they name him Jad?
Look, I don't know, brother.
Okay, please continue. I'm sorry.
No, so I wish I would have known. I wish I would have known I was poor. So I remember in first grade, my father got a toy. He was doing Christmas swap. And I saw this toy and I was like, man, I ain't never had a toy like that. And I'm wondering why my dad bought it.
Okay.
But he bought it because I'm participating in a Christmas swap. This mug bought one of the coldest toy guns that I've never seen in my life, and I got to give it away. Do you know what I got? I got a
Curious George book.
I told you that?
No. Is that what you got?
Oh my God. A used one.
Are you serious? I was guessing.
Oh my God.
You lying.
I promise to God.
Shut up.
No.
Shut up. You lying.
A used Curious George book.
Quit lying. How did I guess that?
I don't know.
Yo.
So I went.
Quit lying. No.
I promise to God. That's what I'm about to say.
Hey, as the locals say, guala.
Guala. Whoa. No lie, dog.
How the hell did I guess that?
I don't know, man. And I told my teacher and my
Wait, hold up, bro. Out of all the stuff on earth.
Yes. A used Curious George book.
Yo, I'm scared. How?
I don't know. Maybe we've been doing this just the right amount of time now.
Bruh. A Curious out of all the things you could have got.
No, well, it was actually wrong. It was used.
But it was a Curious George book. Now semantics.
And all the brothers and sisters' names was in that book. They wrote it out.
I don't think y'all realize what just happened.
Yeah, he did. He definitely. I didn't tell him that. That's why I asked you. Did I tell you this story?
I thought you was just playing.
No, that's real. That's no lie.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Hey, well, man, Curious George is a good read. Between that and Super Fudge,
the man
you can't go wrong. You remember Super Fudge?
Super Fudge.
Julie Bloom, boy. That's probably the last book I read. No, I'm joking.
So stupid. Man.
Yo.
Yeah. But guess what? So I told my teacher.
Wow.
And my teacher was so disappointed. Miss Livers, first grade. This was her first year teaching.
Okay.
And I haven't talked to her in a long time, but I used to keep in contact. But she went to go talk to her the first grade teaching staff.
Right.
And somebody brought a new extra gift or something, and it was a skull cap. So I got a skull cap.
Can I have it?
A brown skull cap.
Can I have it?
First of all, it was a brown skull cap in a time where having brown was not cool in school. Like, if you wore brown, it was like...
Have you just met me? I'm Mr. I don't care what nobody thinks.
No, in first grade, you care about what people think. And if you didn't know you were supposed to. That's when you get your feelings hurt.
Yo, 90210 going to school ass. What?
Man, yeah.
What? Yo, I'm still tripping on this.
Yeah.
How did...
I don't know. That
out of
crazy.
all the things that could be.
Yeah, now you're absolutely right, though.
Bruh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even like Curious George.
But you picked it.
How the hell?
Yeah. But are you like, to me, I feel like you're supposed to
crazy,
be supposed to be tripping that I got to use Curious George book for
my bad.
Christmas.
My bad. My bad.
I never got a toy like that ever again, though. Just the one I gave away.
That sucks. I'm sorry. We'll talk to the staff and see what we can get you. There's got to be something in the lost and found at the front of the studio that we'll see what we can find for you. Like, yo. Okay, so all right, so what else? I want to know, like, what else do you wish would have been taught other than don't take the good presents to the gift swap because you might end up with a used Curious George book. You know what I mean? I wish students got more counseling. And when I say counseling, just an outlet to be able to talk so that maybe the adults can know that where I come from and they can be like, hey, look, this person's like this. This is going on at their house. And maybe they'd have been a little more empathetic to my behaviors. I was pretty bad up until like high school. But I didn't have an outlet. I didn't, man. And I told you I'm really good at figuring out systems. And I may not be the best, but I'll get it done and it'll be good enough. And that's what I did, I think. Because like I told you, learning Arabic made me realize how much English I don't know. What's your Arabic like?
It's tamam.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
It's getting better every day.
So like, where you at on level? Like, can you have a small conversation?
Oh yeah. I can have a small conversation. I can talk in Arabic throughout the day. I'll miss some stuff, but I can tell you what I don't have to talk in English anymore.
Really?
Yeah, like I can, the things that I need to do throughout the day, I can just speak Arabic if I want. But I don't feel comfortable with talking to somebody in Arabic because of my mental pride that I don't want. Like when I see people talking to me in English, I'm like, man, that's broken English. I don't want them to think like that about me.
But yo, isn't that a piece of that petty I'm talking about though? Like,
it is.
Okay, let me ask you this, right? So speaking about the languages, right? When it comes to, I feel like English gets a bad rap. And I'm gonna tell you why. When another person is learning English, or we recognize that English is not their first language, we're more forgiving with English, right? If we said I don't even know. Like, I can't even think of a word. Goodness gracious. Conversation, right? And if the word is conversation and the person said conversation, right? Mm-hmm. We're more forgiving with that. But like when I first moved to the UAE, for example, I lived in an area called Khalifa A. Mm-hmm. And even the way that I just said it now, there's probably the Arabic speaking person, that heard it. And they're like, it's not Khalifa A, it's Khalifa. Yeah. But it's like, hold up. You mess up English all the time, but I don't come through pronouncing and overpronouncing consonants and trying to tell you.
So
but
are you viewing
us,
it the wrong way?
Well, I'm just saying, like, I ain't got no feelings about it. Not like that. But it's just like, it's just weird to me because I feel like English gives a pass, but a lot of other languages are like, no. You have to pronounce it like this.
I think
my son's middle name is Khalil. I'm not walking around the house. I'm like Khalil. That's not going to happen. That's not how I speak or pronounce.
Because that's what you were taught.
But it's still the way. But this is what I'm saying. I'm still saying his name, right? But I'm saying his name with my accent. There are a lot of people here that have very thick accents from wherever they are from, and the pronunciation of words, right? Maybe a W sounds like a V. We don't come after them as a way of like, if a person says the word window, but because the way they pronounce certain letters, they say window, I'm not coming after them saying it ain't window, it's window. You have to say it the right
But
way.
I think that's more the culture.
But 9 countries, bro, I've lived in,
Dude, look,
and 3 languages under my belt. I'm just kind of like,
you can get that in America, like just the different states you go to.
Right,
Like,
but what I'm saying is English seems to be more forgiving. I've never really heard that in English where people are attacking the pronunciation, whereas in other languages,
well, I'll give you an example.
It's more attacked.
Since
you get what I'm saying?
I do. I totally get it. But I think that you're looking at it in the standpoint that you're not doing that, because when I moved to Atlanta, they don't pronounce S's if it don't start at the beginning of the word.
Discreet.
No, but that's more South Carolina. But like Cascade, they say Cascade.
Right.
Or Millua. Like what?
Right.
Like they don't like. So if I correct them every time.
Right.
But it's no different to me. But I think we give the pass for people that don't speak because we think that these people should be able to speak English correctly. Like if you go to school in America,
right,
and you are from America, you should be able to enunciate.
But I mean, this is what I'm saying. But in English, we give passes. No, I'm saying in other languages, it seems that they don't give passes.
Oh yeah, I mean, but I'm saying if you're saying it,
you know how many times they made fun of me because where I lived, it wasn't like where I lived. The headquarters for my company was right there, also in Khalifa A.
But you're being disrespectful though and petty.
But no, I'm not. No, like I said, my son's middle name is Khalil.
I know. How was it spelled?
Same, Khalil.
So why did you spell it that way? Because I mean, why did they spell it that way?
But that's the.
Where did it come from?
But okay, but that's the way that you get.
I do get what you're saying, but I'm saying if you wanted Khalil and not have the H, you would remove the H. But you like the H. If you knew the history of it, you'd be like,
okay. But in fairness, there's a lot of words or a lot of names also in English that will have the KH and the H is silent.
Can you give me one?
Names Kanika. I've seen the name Kanika.
Not with a KH.
KH, bro.
Well, my wife's name is Kanika, and I've never seen Kanika until I've seen this Kanika, and it's only spelled the same way. K-E and K-A.
I knew 2 sisters in the military. One was named Kanika, one was named Shanika.
Oh, that's different.
But I'm just saying, but the Kanika spelled it with a KH. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, but
that's very odd, though.
We always spelling stuff different.
But KH is very odd for anything outside of like Muslim names.
Okay, what about Chloe?
That's C.
Right, but it's still CH. CHLOE.
It ain't an American name anyway.
But neither is Khalil. You see what I'm saying?
That's my point.
Right.
So you're gonna take somebody else's name and say we're not gonna pronounce it that way.
Right, but this is what I'm saying. It seems to be okay when it's in English, but I'm saying when it comes to the other side, people don't.
That's why I say it's culture.
People don't want to be forgiving, but it's like most other languages aren't because they're like, no, you need to say it the right way.
They're helping you. You don't look at it as help.
Yeah, okay, it's help, but sometimes
that's well.
Like, yo, I get it. Shut up.
Look,
thank you for your help. Shut up.
I enjoy being corrected. I do.
No, come on, don't say that because now you're making it like I'm saying something else, and you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying.
Isn't this fine?
Really, Colossus. Really. Okay, so how about for me, right? I think taxes should have been something that was taught. I think that we should have focused on more when it comes to trades in school.
Like what kind of trades?
Things leading to like working with your hands, building stuff.
Oh, trades.
Trades.
Like, okay.
Yeah. Oh, you're not stocks and no. Trades. Like, so building things with your hands. It would have been nice if, for example, I remember we had like a what do you call it? Like a little like the booster club. Right, would have like the little, where they sell the candy and the chips, and then you make the money, and the money goes towards the dance or the event or whatever. Okay, well, we had a little booth for that, right? Or no, what they used to have was the half door. It would be like a closet.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It'll be a closet, and it's got the half door, and they open the top half, and then you there, and you selling the stuff, right?
Yeah.
But it would have been nice if in shop class, right? Shop class should have been something that maybe was mandatory. Right? Teach you how to work with your hands. Teach you how you can do something and immediately go out after school is done and make money.
So I think because of the curriculum, we got away from the industrial age. It became more technical where they wanted the smartest people to be able to
Well, it's what you were saying before, right? Which is having me think about this now. But it's what you were saying before when you said they were teaching us how to work for somebody.
That teaches you to work for yourself.
Right. They were preparing us, right, to go into this world where they're going to give us like this amount of knowledge, right, where we can't do anything with it yet. It's not tangible for us in the workforce, but we have enough behind us to know maybe this is the route that we want to go, or if we go to school now and
they funneled you.
And that's why we have a technical school. And this was all a business. Now we're going to teach you about building homes and doing this and whatever. And we're going to teach you the math for how to, and then now you got to go to this tech school and then you get this technical trade and then you get a job and that's more money to the state. You know what I mean?
Oh, I get it.
Whereas they could have not taught me, look, the Civil War didn't change. One class on that and I'm good. That's all I needed. One semester, right? We didn't need to break it up over 4 years. We didn't need to talk about this throughout my grade school, well, at least the high school part. I don't think we talked about it in like junior high, but we don't need to talk about the Civil War for that long, right? Like these are losers anyway.
It's broken.
Just give, you know what I'm saying? Give me stuff that I would rather have the class. I did home ec, but you can only take home ec one time, right?
A semester.
I learned how to make a duffel bag with a drawstring. What they gonna do for me?
No, that's but that could teach a skill.
But this is what I'm
saying.
But
you don't have the option to continue.
Right. But this is what I'm saying. I want to keep going back. It's like, oh, wow, my confidence is built up. I know how to make this duffel bag with a drawstring.
It's fun right? for us to do it.
So now I'm a Kanye Wested. I'm gonna make this bag with a drawstring, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna make a t-shirt, or I'm gonna make this jacket. Right? And the jacket is going to be like the opposite colors of the bag that I just made, or I'm going to flip the material inside out. So now, something like put me in a path where I can be creative too. Or
that's what they're doing though.
But the last thing I was going to say was, or actually recognize, and this is where I feel like I made great grades in school, right? But I hate school. I hate school because I don't like to sit and just be there. I don't, this is not how I work. I'm a creative. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm a creative. And from conversation with me, when we talk about anything on the creative side, I light up.
For sure.
I light up. We don't need these lights in the
studio.
studio.
Schooling limited that. They didn't illuminate what you really could be. You could have been way further in life if you just had an outlet. So I would say this.
Yeah.
They funnel you toward a specific agenda.
Right.
By removing those things, you don't have any options but to do what they say.
Mm-hmm.
So when you can't fit into that system, they say you acting out, you can't behave. Yes. Well, I mean, like that's, man, I'm telling you, it's all a part of the system. And I don't think they did it on purpose, but they haven't revamped it so that people can have multiple opportunities to succeed in whatever they want.
Right.
If you say, let's say if you are kinesthetic and you use your hands being tactile.
Right.
If you don't have those options, you won't ever know.
Let me tell you, bro. The schools, the teachers that we had, and I mean, look, there's a lot of teachers that I loved, and I know there's a lot of great teachers that are out there. I'm not saying this to try to bash. That being said, I don't think that our teachers were focused on our surroundings, right? Now, for example, when you think about prom and you watch these movies and you see like kids going to prom, what's one of the main things that's associated with going to prom?
One of the main things?
One of the main things. Go ahead.
Sex,
right? How much sex education did you have in school? How often?
I had a semester in 6th grade.
Semester.
That's it.
How often did they talk about STDs? Did they talk about things
But they didn't talk about it to the degree where I learned and was able to apply it.
Right. But this is what I mean by able to apply. You don't want to apply it.
No, I want to be able to apply what I learned to not get into that mess.
But you know what I'm saying, though? But like, for example, like if we look at Atlanta, right? Atlanta has it had a high rate of when it came to like HIV.
Yeah.
Right. This is what I mean by not paying attention to the surroundings. This is something where it's like, yo, teachers in school during this age should have been like, yo, we have these 7th and 8th graders here. These adults that are right outside the door. It's this kind of this is what, but this, I know they can't do it on their own. Yeah. But I'm saying that these are things where the teachers, look, as a fire officer, if I notice something, I just gave a briefing today, 2-hour briefing about safety in this inspection that I did over a site, right? 17-page freaking report. Okay. But but this is something where I noticed, and then I'm bringing it up to the powers that be so that they can make the appropriate changes. Those teachers, I know they can't go outside of the curriculum. I know they can't go and teach things that are not a part of the curriculum because they can end up losing their job. This hasn't been approved by the state or whatever the case is, right? But because they're adults that pay attention to their surroundings, or they should at least be, hey, all this stuff going on out here with this AIDS epidemic and this and that, don't you think we should probably like educate our kids, because we're just releasing them to go out into that world?
So there are possibly teachers that do that, but you know what dictates that? Parents. There are parents who are heavily into whatever religious practices they play, and they don't want other people to put these ideas, because I remember growing up when they didn't want sex in schools because they felt like it gave motivation for kids to want to have sex, versus being more aware of the consequences of it. And you say, look, I can't do this because this will happen. And if you don't do that as a teacher, like tell your kid, like I said, the good teachers go over and beyond. They know who they can talk to and who they can't, but it only takes one kid to tell their parent where they don't agree with it, and it blows up.
But again, when I say like talking about the surroundings, right? I feel like when I asked you about prom, and I said one thing that's associated with prom, first thing you said was sex. That was tip of your tongue, and I could tell you
drugs and alcohol was coming next.
Okay, but you was hesitant on saying it, but sex was number one. You don't think the teachers knew that? So if we're not going to talk about something in school because we don't want to make it look like we're pushing them towards something, we should also be able to recognize something where the number one topic is prom night. We're going to get some. We should recognize this as well. And this is what I mean by like not paying attention to the surroundings. So that was okay because they're just going to let it go. But I'll be damned if we're going to go out and educate the kids on this when we know that this is happening in our school every year, every grade.
But see, what you're like right now, you're getting away from the idea of what school is. School is supposed to educate you on what they say. And if a teacher says, hey, we should incorporate this, it has to get approved and all of it. It goes through so much.
Right. Well, this is what I'm talking about. What I think the curriculum probably should have looked like.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying what I wish. I guess I'll say it like this. I wish I would have had more things being taught to me in school, more tools being taught to me in school that I'm going to be able to utilize in my everyday life.
To be better prepared.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I wish that, why didn't they teach us about stocks and bonds? I didn't know what a bond was. I'm not too sure what a bond is.
Most recently.
I'm a little bit, okay. I still, so yeah, whatever. But stocks, okay, I'm okay with that. I get it. I understand it. Was it IPO, LPO? What was when they do the evaluation for a company and then they come out IPO? Is that it?
Oh, you talking about when they go public?
Right, when they go public.
Okay. Yeah.
IPO?
Yeah.
IPO. So so I have an idea what this is. I understand what this is. I understand getting in early, or if you want to, okay, the basics. The basics. I'm no guru and I'm never going to pretend, right? But I didn't know what any of that was coming out. But yet I was hearing other people when I'm in the military, invest your money. Invested in what? How do I do that?
And those people who are saying that, they've already been exposed.
Right. Because somebody's school was getting this.
Well, no, not necessarily.
Somebody's mom and dad was getting this. But the thing is, it's being taught. You get what I'm saying? We're coming from communities where it wasn't a thing.
It's just so many things.
It wasn't a thing. What's the other one called with the certificates?
Those are bonds.
Is that bonds?
Yeah.
Is that what you buy? See, I didn't, bruh. And it's just like, wow, man. Like I'm of course I'm speaking about me as the 19-year-old me.
Oh yeah.
Right? But it's just like
it could help now though.
Right. But I wish I would have known these things. You know how much better prepared we could have been?
Financially.
In every way, bro. In every way. What about the government? I know adults that don't even understand I lost my train of thought. When we vote, the
electoral vote.
Thank you. The electoral votes. I know adults that still don't understand the electoral vote, the electoral college. I do, but I'm just saying,
But do you think that information would have helped you in any way?
Yeah, because having this understanding, right? Having this understanding and how that system works, they also will have a better understanding of how the law. Because most people in their mind, and I'm not trying to make it like we're all dumb, but most people in their mind think about, gotta vote for the president. who's going to be the president? The president, the president, the
But
president.
that's the narrative that they taught us, though.
Right, but this is what I'm saying.
Even
What
in school.
right?
They only do, yeah.
This is my point.
I know, but I'm saying, like,
So nobody knew
The
what a
curriculum-
prop was.
Yeah.
When I heard the word prop, look, I did drama when I was in school. I was a thespian. When I heard the word prop, I knew we was setting up the stage for something. We was bringing in the fake tree or the fake rock or the whatever or the, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This was a prop. I didn't know what prop 21 was. Prop 42. I didn't know what that was.
unless you was in sports.
Huh?
Sports people, Prop 48, they couldn't play for the first year in college.
Oh,
because
for
of
real?
the
I was saying, I
grades.
didn't know that. Yeah. But but you get what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what any of those things were. And then coming out as an adult to operate in the world.
Shows you how much they didn't give us.
Bruh, how much they didn't give about us.
Like I said, I don't think that was the intention of it. It needs to be broken. Like I told you.
Right.
It does.
Right. And of course, we're only talking about what we wish
Yeah.
we would have been.
Even for the kids
what we would
now,
have been taught in
I
school.
wish the kids would have a little bit more. The only reason why kids are exposed to cryptocurrency is because the world made them know, not because of schools.
Right. And them little things that they doing now too, because it's in a way it's kind of making it fun. What some things that people are buying now that used to be like memes on the internet, and they're buying them for like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Oh, they doing that with memes? Oh, the most popular.
FHTs or something.
They got it in
something.
sports cards now. I seen that.
This thing, and a lot of kids are learning about this because it's now associated and linked with what they deal with every day on their
Every
phone.
day.
See
So
what I'm
just
saying?
imagine if you had a class that could teach kids how to do stocks. They can get up an account under their parents' name and raise their own money and put in there and watch the money grow themselves.
Yes.
Not necessarily go to college to do it. And you know what? Like I told you before, you need 10,000 hours to be a specialist.
Right.
They give us 10,000 hours is roughly 10 years. And that's like 40 hours no, maybe it's 20 hours a week. But they teach you to be professional service people, going to work for somebody else.
Right.
They don't teach you how to do your own. And just imagine if you learned about stocks if there was a regular class, stocks was like, that was something that was regular from, let's say, 6th grade.
Right.
By the time you are a senior, you're going to be very well versed in that, where you don't have to go to college and you can just use your own money to multiply money, and money's going to work for you while you sleep. They want you. They want you up working for.
They want you. I was about to say, but they don't want you doing that. They don't
No,
want you
because that don't
relaxing.
make sense.
Not for them.
Correct.
Not for their pockets. No.
Well, a capitalistic society is built like that.
Exactly. So I want to know what y'all think. We want to know what y'all think. So please go down in the comments below. Talk to us. What is it that you wish that they would have taught you in school? Because there's a lot of things that they did not teach me in school. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm feeling. What about you, fam?
I would love to see comments, because this is one of those things where I did not know he's going to ask this question, and I could have been better prepared as far as thinking.
Yeah.
But I would love to know other people's thoughts on what they think, because this type of conversation is necessary in order for any type of curriculum to improve.
Any type of change to happen, right?
Correct.
People have to talk about it. So
Definitely.
and people don't. So yeah, bro, good conversation, man.
For sure.
Yo, well, check it. He is John D. I am Omega, and this is Diverse Clarity. This is where we have those thought-provoking conversations about things that matter and some that don't. Catch you next episode.
Boom.